Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Online Karting League, round 4 of Season 4. We are racing at Celso Scribante. I'm Sean Nopesher, commentating tonight, as well as production, as well as COC, because there's nobody else available. The boys that are part of our production team actually racing within the Seniors and Masters division, so good luck to them. I will be doing Le Marshall racing the old livery here. I will be doing the solo production and everything else here. Look at this beautiful Kart Republic. We literally released this on Monday. So Mohamed Murad here is sporting the Kart Republic and his Squadra Corsa livery. Beautiful looking kart. Grant Mason is going to come out and do some more practice. We've got 2 minutes until we're going to head into qualifying. Seems like Grant is going to try and stick it out and maybe do some racing. Untitled Chapter sporting the Against All Odds esports livery. Untitled Chapter, one of the Fast Masters drivers, only one of 3 of the Masters Division drivers in here tonight. Before we head into qualifying, let's quickly do a track map view. Right. Into turn 1 we go, or the second loop. Out of second loop we go around into turn 4, which is called not pit bend, well bend. Then into the first 180, second 180s we exit there. Then we go around into turn 8, then pit bend, turn 9 and 10 combined. Then the Continental Kink, 11 and 12, around into 13 and 14, which is called Firestone. And then onto the start finish. Oddly enough, by the Continental Kink is where we start the timing loop. Max elevation of this track is 1.36 meters, the flattest track, I believe, in South Africa at the moment. Yeah, very flat surface. Very nice to drive. The roughest surface out there when it comes to tire management. Luckily not in the simulator though, but it is very, very intense to drive here. One more minute to go before we head into qualifying. See, so some late joiners. Rudy Schussler is very late to join the party. He might have had load shedding. So Rudy joined us in here. Thank you, Rudy, for joining. At least our numbers are going up the slightest bit. Seems like the load shedding in South Africa is really hurting most of these guys quite a lot. Mark Pollard going over to the OKLA livery on the new Kart, or the Eurostar Dynamica 2022 kit. Mark changed his helmet. He's got a new helmet made by himself. Jason Kutsia still sporting the old OTK chassis with his Umpini Motorsports livery on that. Then Ruben Carstens also running with the OKLA livery. Jude Stewart, Angry Racing Esports. So good to see Jude back in the racing seat after having issues with his simulator. It's so good to see Jude back in. Let's hope he keeps up and he joins us for all the races to go. Grant Mason running his son Maddox Mason's helmet. Right, quali starts now. Sorry guys, I'm solo on this setup, so I need to just make sure everybody gets their bits done. Right, here we go into qualifying. You'll see everybody jump out of the pits as soon as they possibly can to get the maximum amount of laps in. Mark Pollard, first one out. No, I'm lying. Troy Dolenchek was the first one out. Troy is waiting for no one. Troy's running a white car tonight. He said he redid some mods and stuff and he couldn't find his own card, so he just went with a no stickers card tonight. And then Sebastian Diaz sporting his Kart Republic, absolutely showing off. And his Kart Republic suit, beautiful looking setup that Sebastian's got going. Troy Dolenchek. So who's going to be the first one out on a lap? We're gonna follow Troy Sebastian Diaz for the first lap. Seeing that Sebastian is going to be the first one going to hit the timing loop out of the pits. This is the scruffiest surface in your life that you will drive on. It just absolutely chows through tires. So I think the dads are very, very happy that we released the virtual version because they can do so many different laps without worrying about tires. It is absolutely insane how bad this track chows through tires in real life. So some work really makes it a lot easier and cheaper to get in the laps. Obviously, it will never beat the real thing, but it is still nice to be able to get into the sim. Seb seems like he's putting together a half-decent lap. Fixed setup this is in the divisional races. Only Pro League next week will have open setup. First one done, 47.1. Followed by Troy Dolenchik, sets the pace at 46.7. Everybody else seems to be off the pace at the moment. As per usual, isn't it, right? Troy Dolenchik always seems like he's all over the lead. He's always on top of things. It seems like Quentin Loubser is running with my suit, so I should probably give him a penalty there for using my suit without my consent. But seeing that he is my brother, I should maybe let that one slide. Or maybe it's because he's my brother that I won't let it slide, right? Let's see where we are. 47 seems to be where everybody else's pace is at the moment. And Troy Dolenchik in a league of his own. Rudy Schuschler right off the bat. Nope, Sebastian Diaz puts in the fastest lap on his second attempt. Nope, Troy Dolenchik beats that a lap again. So everybody's going to get in a couple good laps. Everybody's times have improved on their second run. So they're rubbering in the track properly at the moment. William Marshall rides for Angry Racing in real life as well as the simulator. And Jude Stewart races for Angry Racing Esports, so he's part of the sim racing team. Quentin Loubser is the leading Masters driver at the moment, with Mark Pollard seems to be 2/10 off the pace as it is. So guys, what's on offer for these guys when they're racing? So Logitech South Africa, Logitech G South Africa got on board with us for a second season in a row and sponsored the best Logitech hampers that you can think of. Well, I guess maybe not the best because the direct drive wheels is probably the best, but they are not available in South Africa. So the best that we can get in South Africa, fantastic, the Logitech G923 True Force wheel, sponsored for each division champ, a gaming mouse, gaming keyboard, gaming headset, and a gaming mouse pad. The total value of each hamper is about 16 to 17,000 Rand, so that's a good chunk of goodies that each division champion will get, as well as the Pro League champion. As it stands, the Pro League championship leader is Troy Dolenchik, as well as the seniors division. So how does that work? Well, Troy will take, if he wins Pro League as well as seniors, the prize will go to the second place in whichever division or championship that he decides to give that away to. So if Troy takes the Pro League championship, so second place in seniors division will then get the hamper. Just so there's a level of fairness, right? But here we go, let's see the laps. Troy Dolenchik sets a even faster lap, a 46.4, absolutely blistering on the track. Who's not out yet? So Maghlori Motlabani as well as Mohammed Murad not setting laps. Not setting valid laps at all. So what happened to those two? I hope they're not affected by... Are they on the server? Did I miss them? No, they are both there. So they are still going to go. I thought maybe they disconnected and that is the end of their race. But they are both there. Mohammed Murad is now coming out. Maybe he just waited for the track to rub it down a little bit. Sebastian Diaz is still the second fastest on track. Sorry if I have to mute, guys. I have been pretty sick in the last week, or last couple of days rather. Yesterday I was feeling horrible. I didn't think I would be able to stream tonight, but I felt a little bit better when I woke up, so but there's still a lurking cough and a sniff every now and then, so I will try and mute my mic in time and make sure that I don't irritate your ears with those unnecessary noises. So Dolenchek goes even faster, 46.284, so almost 4 tenths ahead of the entire pack. That is a huge margin considering that it's only a 46-second lap. Rudy Schussler moves himself up into second place. Just follow Seb, let him finish this lap, and let's see if he has managed to improve on this lap. Jason Gutierrez is now up into second place, so the boys are getting their pace. Jason Gutierrez is always going to try and beat Troy. So far, it's been the upper hand towards Troy every single race so far. Will anybody be able to take the championship, or at least the title hunt, to Troy Dolenchek? As it stands, it doesn't seem to be the case. Seems like Kutsia is just trying to grab a toe off Dolenchek, trying to get his lap times up, but he's not managed. I see the Rudy Schussler has improved with his lap, but not enough to put him up into second place. Rudy is trying to get a toe off Jude Stewart in front, trying to maximize their lap times, these boys. Hey guys, how do you get involved to the Online Karting League Africa? It's simple. Go to www.aaoesports.com. Get yourself a membership. Membership gives you access to the tracks, the body kits, and then automatic entry into the league if you feel the need to race in the league. Or if you just want to use the tracks for training purposes, join in, have fun, get onto the tracks. They are mega nice. They are laser scanned, so the detail on these tracks are insane. Every little bump and detail in the real world you will find in this simulator. Really getting all kinds of wrong on the exit of the corner there, trying to get too close to Jude Stewart, that is. But yeah, that is the qualifying's got 1 minute to go. And let's see what we can get going and how this race is going to go. The first lap is very interesting. So the guys go straight from the start finish into turn 4. And then from turn 4, they'll continue with the entire lap. Timing loop there on the yellow line, as you can see on your side, on the right hand side of your screen, is where the timing loop starts. That is how it is in real life, so try to make sure we get that into what we do and try and replicate the real thing as much as possible. Jude Stewart trying to improve, but not able to get there yet. Even better lap by Troy Dolenchek has managed to improve on his lap. That was Jason Gutierrez that just improved on his lap. Not good enough to get him up into first, but good enough to move away from third place a little bit. So Gutierrez is on the hunt tonight. Will Gutierrez be able to take it to Dolenchek? That remains to be seen. So far in the season, the answer has been no most of the times. Dolenchek has been in a league of his own. And he just clipped the invisible wall there, rather. Motlabani not putting in a lap at all, so that's not a great start. I wonder if Motlabani is going to be able to race. Not doing laps is definitely not ideal. Here we go, guys. That's the end of qualifying. We're going to head into the race in the shortest moments. Let's just have a look. Everybody's trying to finish the laps. No, these guys are all in the pits. Quentin Leipzig finished his final lap. Ruben Carstens is still on track to finish his final lap. Nope, Ruben Carstens is heading into the pits. Everybody's done. But Olenchik's just chilling it casually on the track. Right, let's have a look at the starting grid for tonight. In the pre-final, it is Troy Dolenchek leading the way with a 46.278. Then on the second row, or the first row, second place is Jason Kutsia, 46.423. Then in the second row, Rudy Schuschler, 46.573. William Marshall, 46.624. And then Sebastian Diaz, the starting in the third row, 46.6. Quentin Loubser will be right next to him, 46.7. So again, the coach and the student next to each other on track. Who's going to get the better of each other this time around? Last time around, it was Quentin Loubser who beat Sebastian Diaz. And then Jude Stewart in 7th, Ruben Carstens 8th, Mohamed Murat in 9th, Mark Pollard in 10th, Grant Mason in 11th, and then Mahlori Motlabani at the back. There's already guys getting DQs. So first restart. Just going to keep an eye on it. Hopefully everybody keeps their foot down. Calm it down. Calm it down, guys. We are here to race. Don't want to get out disqualifications in too soon. 12 carts will grace us with their presence in the pre-final tonight. At the back of the grid should be Mahlori Motlabani. Is Mahlori going to race? He didn't put in a qualifying time, which is a little bit of a concern. And we will wait for the boys for just a moment longer. That Eli Vergara, welcome into the chat. And we hope you enjoy the racing. Not the fullest of grids tonight, but I understand a lot of the guys have exams, and then load shedding was also always a problem. So we are in a very difficult time when it comes to online karting league Africa to get the grids full. It's going to be a challenge, but hopefully with the growth we've seen, we'll continue growing the grids, and we're going to get the grids nice and packed. The juniors have been the biggest surprise of the season, in my opinion, because they have managed to grow and grow and grow. A lot of the juniors haven't even raced tonight, and we still managed to field 9 karts on track, which is amazing to see. The juniors are below the age of 12. A lot of them only 8 and 9 years old, so fantastic to see the juniors join in. We are now heading to the final countdown. The starting procedure will get us underway right now. So Mahlori Motlabani not making it to the grid, unfortunately, but we are on the start sequence, and it's lights out and away we go. Very slow there by a couple guys, not getting away at all. Troy Dolenchek losing out quite a lot. William Marshall going sideways for some reason, not driving the track the way he's supposed to be driving. Here comes Troy Dolenchek back down the inside, losing out horribly in the start of the race. He's going to have to make his way back into the front of the field somehow. And then Mohamed Murat loses it, goes completely sideways. Quentin Loubser all the way to the back of the pack there. Jason Kutsia, Sebastian Diaz, Rudy Schuschler in the front. What a crazy start. A couple guys sleeping on the start of the grid there, which is very, very unfortunate, but here we go. Sebastian Diaz leading the way. Rudy Schuschler going straight for absolutely no reason. That's going to be a huge time penalty. Some of the boys missed driver's briefing, and they'll get a very big penalty for that. To be fair, if you didn't join the driver's briefing, you probably shouldn't even have raced. But there we go. Sebastian Diaz, Jason Kutsia, and then Troy Dolenchek already back up into 3rd place. But the battle is between Kutsia and Diaz. Kutsia seems like he's all over Sebastian Diaz at the moment. Kutsia is going to send it down the inside, pushing Diaz just a little bit wider there, opening the door for Dolenchik to try and pass. Going down the inside is Dolenchik, having none of that, moving up into second place immediately. Now Dolenchik and Kutsia are going to have a battle. Their lap times were very close in the qualifying. Who's going to be the fastest on the track? It is worth noting this is fixed setup league, so division races is all about how you can handle a kart with the same setup. So right now, the sound is very soft, guys. Let's make it louder. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly boost up that sound. Hopefully that comes through a lot better. Dolenchik versus Kutsia. Let's have a look. Kutsia is just sitting behind. Dolenchik is sitting behind Kutsia, not lining up a pass as of yet. And then Sebastian Diaz, the Squadra course boyki, just keeping tabs with Kutsia and Dolenchik at the moment, but it seems like the pace is up front. By these two guys are almost unmatched. We already have 2 retired karts and one did not start, so not ideal. Quinten Loopscher's off here at the back. Let's quickly move back and see. Jason Kutsia, Troy Dolenchik, Sebastian Diaz, Rudy Schuschler, who would have the biggest time penalty on the planet. Then William Marshall, Mark Pollard, and Quinten Loopscher is getting it all kinds of pear-shaped. It seems like not the best of starts. Let's just go back to the front. I see there's a potential swap of positions. Nope, not yet. Now, Dolenchik versus Kutsia. Let's do an onboard of the Dolenchik versus Kutsia battle. Into the 180s we go. Dolenchik just keeping tabs of Jason Kutsia as it stands. Just sitting behind him, no reason to take each other out. Right, but then we go into the Continental kick. That slipstream is. Oh, big mistake there by Jason Kutsia. Opens the door for Troy Dolenchik, and down the inside Dolenchik goes. Position done and dusted. Wow, what a big gap already built between Dolenchik and Kutsia. It's like Troy was just holding back, instantly picking up the speed and getting away. Apologies about the silence there for a second. Let's see the battle of the Masters drive. It seems like there's Mark Pollard is leading the way. Oh, Mark Pollard got a time penalty. I think a lot of guys got time penalties. Mark Pollard and Ruben Karsten, Rudy Schuschler, Schuschler got a big time penalty for going straight on lap 2, which is not ideal at all. Big gap already building between Kutsia and Dolenchik, so Dolenchik taking the lead back and having none of that fight. Now it's Angry Racing boy Jason Kutsia with his Upini Motorsport livery, doing his thing, staying up in second place. And then right behind him, Squadra Course boyki, Sebastian Diaz leading the charge for the Squadra Course guys. And then behind them is Rudy Schuschler on track, but he's got a big time penalty that he needs to manage. Then Jude Stewart, technically in 4th place. William Marshall just behind him. Then Quinten Loopscher in 6th. Oh, first for the Masters. And then Mark Pollard just behind Quinten Loopscher. And Ruben Karstens at the back of the current runners. Lap 7 of 12, done and dusted. Dolenchik is already checking out in front. Gaps between everybody seems to be fairly big at the moment, so not a lot happening. We are unfortunately missing Lucas Sturman, who's one of the front runners within the division as well as the Pro League races. He decided it's time to go hunting. And so he's missing tonight's race, but he will be back for the Pro League. So we are very excited to see Lucas Thurman mix it up with all his mates on Tuesday next week for the Pro League. Then Jono Wilson's missing, Mahir Wahab, Divian Naidu. Who else do we have missing? Actually quite a big pack of guys. There's a couple new entries that also didn't rock up for tonight's race, which is unfortunate. But yes, I know our numbers have seemed like they've gone down, but when it comes to registrations, they have gone up. We just have a lot of challenges with exams as well as load shedding, keeping the guys out of the races, unfortunately. If you don't know what load shedding is, you're clearly not from South Africa. It means rolling blackouts of your electricity or power cuts, which is very unfortunate. So we get about 2.5 to 4 hours worth of power cuts a couple times a day. So it's very difficult to manage. Not everybody gets into the backup systems or the solar systems. So then they will just have to forfeit the races, which is very, very, very unfortunate. Battle is brewing between Jude Stewart and William Marshall. Jude Stewart sporting the new Angry Racing livery on the M8 body, or the M10 body kit, M10/M7. Down the inside goes Marshall. Oh, we had a little bit of a peak. And then William Marshall joined for some reason with the old OTK body kit with the Angry Racing livery on. So maybe just a mistake on his part because he used to race with the newer one. But regardless, still looks good. The carts are running and these two boys are having a good battle. Oh, sending it down the inside into the second 180s was William Marshall. Lifted his hand there. And good sportsmanship shown by William Marshall. Realizing that that was maybe a little bit too dodgy from his end. And he gave the position back and he's going to have another crack at that fight. Good job there, William Marshall. I have to applaud that. Oh, defending is Jude Stewart. That's going to compromise his exit. Not too much though, it doesn't seem like it. Still driving very defensive, and Marshall's going to have into the second loops a potential passing opportunity when we get back into the 180s. Now he's going to get into that toe. Can you see he gets closer and closer. Oh, he lifts out of that. You don't want to pass into the well bend, but you want to try and send it into the 180s. Oh, we had a little bit of a look, decided that that wasn't it. And he lives to, or at least Jude Stewart lives to fight another day. William Marshall fell back a bit there. Troy Dolenchek building a 3-second gap after falling asleep on the start, which is a bit crazy in my opinion. Just shows you the true pace that this kid has. Absolutely alien speed. He's quick in kart racing pro, he's quick in iRacing, he's quick in the Formula, 1600 championship in real life. He's quick everywhere. So anything this kid can't do when it comes to racing. Fairly certain if you give him a trolley, he'll be in first position with that thing as well. Absolutely amazing and really true set of skills and talent that this kid was born with. Absolutely amazing. And that's Troy Dolenchek taking the pre-final with Jason Kutsia in second, Sebastian Diaz in third. Rudy Schussler will be in fourth with probably a time penalty. How big is that time penalty? It was 12 second. Should push him back further. Yes, Jude Stewart moves up and William Marshall moves up, as well as Quentin Loubser moves up. So Rudy Schussler will go far back. Very far back will go Rudy Schussler for the mistake on the start of the race by Rudy. So that's unfortunate. Ooh. Mark Pollard decides to go the scenic route on the last. Ruben Carstens was like, I'm done with this race. I'm not even finishing the final lap. Not even crossing the start-finish line. There you go, guys. That's the end of the pre-final. What does the pre-final mean? Absolutely nothing when it comes to championship points, but it gives you a good starting position for the final. So let's have a look here. Pre-final classification. Troy Dolenchek will start in first, followed by Jason Kutsia, Sebastian Diaz, Jude Stewart, William Marshall, Quentin Loubser, Rudy Schussler, Mark Pollard, Ruben Carstens, Mohammed Murad, and then Grant Mason retired. I think Grant Mason, he sent me a message saying that it's not on pace, so he decided that that's the end of his race. There's no point in being too slow and then holding back front runners when they come. And then Mahlori Motlabani, who didn't start the first race. So I'm not sure if he's going to join us. If that's the case, that means we only have 10 guys. Nobody on track. Only 10 guys for the final. Let's let the timer run out. Gives the guys an extra minute to just get into the swing of things. Let's see who put in the fastest lap in the final. Or the pre-final rather. The fastest lap goes to Troy Dolenchek. If I just have a quick look here. I don't know why it's not in order. It's a bit weird. But Troy Dolenchek did a 46.258. So a mega fast lap by Troy Dolenchek. And then the second fastest lap goes to Jason Kutsia with 46.625. And then Rudy Schuschler 46.631. So very close lap times by the boys. Okay, this is taking way too long. Let's skip over. There we go. Into the final we go, boys. Troy said his lights didn't even go on his monitor for the start of the race, hence why he looked like he was falling asleep on the grid. Hopefully this time around it does actually pop up for him. Oh, there's already a disqualification. Like we said in the past, we've got 3 restarts, so not to worry. Sometimes that does happen where the guy just gets a random disqualification. Just waiting to see if the boys all make it. Oop, there goes another one. So there's only one more restart available for a jump start disqualification while standing on the grid. So guys, please keep your feet planted down on the brakes. We don't need any of these disqualifications to continue. There's only one more left. Don't want to waste it. We don't want to delay the start of the race. Just builds up to the unnecessary suspense, which my heart can't handle anymore. Right, 50 seconds to go. Just because there's 2 guys that disconnected, or 1 guy that disconnected. Is it me or is Mahlori on? I'm gonna quickly see. I don't think Mahlori's on the grid. No, so it's again. It will be Mahlori, Motlabani and Grand Mason not joining us for this race. So we've only got 10 starters, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. As we always say, please guys, keep it nice and clean. Remember, first start, go straight, second lap, turn. So remember that, guys. Now we get into the start sequence. This is it. Now hopefully the guys actually see the lights this time around. And it's lights out and away we go. Everybody got away this time around. Troy Dolenchik sees the lights. Goes straight. Perfect. Everybody goes straight. There we go. Into turn 4 we go. Down the inside goes Jason Gutierrez, but Dolenchek. Ooh, Dolenchek's on the wrong side of the track as it stands. He's going to lose 2 positions. Make that 3 positions. Nope, he sends it back down the inside hard and gets himself back up into 2nd place. Diaz, Marshall, Loubser now all having a fight. Ooh, what on earth happened there? Quinton Loubser seemed like he just slammed the side of Marshall. That's weird. Wonder if he was on the grass when he slammed the brakes and his car just turned in. Not ideal, but that really takes Sebastian Diaz out of contention for the podium, which is really not ideal. Just gonna go through here. There's a battle between Stuart, Murat and Ruben Karstens. Now there's a name that's well out of place. Ruben Karstens up into, what is that, 5th place. Just keeping it clean. Everybody takes care of themselves. Ruben just gets all the way up. Just gonna quickly go through here. There's a big battle between Diaz and Marshall. Now Marshall is lining something up. Oh, he's bumping Diaz. But they both run wide there, so not ideal. Oh, Karsten's going all kinds of wild sideways onto the 2nd loop. But the battle is brewing up front. Gutierrez versus Dolenchek. Now this is what we want to see. Dolenchek losing the lead into the 1st corner from the get-go, but again, as in the 1st race, he's all over Jason Gutierrez. So now it's all about Dolenchek versus Gutierrez. Where will Dolenchek? Where will he make his move? At the moment, he's stalking his prey. He's just checking out what's happening here with Gutierrez, waiting for a moment to pounce. Like he did in the 1st race, just sitting behind him. A little bit of a mistake from Gutierrez will see Dolenchek pounce without hesitation. So now it's all about, can Gutierrez keep his composure? Can he focus throughout the entire race to keep the consistently quick Dolenchek behind him? There's a little bit of a battle behind here. Nope, I'm lying. There's no battle. I thought I saw 2 guys close on the track map. Only guys close to each other on track right now. Dolenchek versus Gutierrez. Dolenchek's lining something up here. We'll go on board with Dolenchek. As you can see, Dolenchek just all over Gutierrez. Just making him think he's going to send it down the inside and pulls out at the last moment. You can definitely see that Dolenchek has a lot of pace in his hands. Now it's about that composure. Lap 5, start of lap 5 here. Into Firestone we go. On the exit of Firestone, Dolenchek is all over Gutierrez, sending it down the inside into the 2nd loop, all onto the curb that you don't want to drive. That curb is absolutely horrendous to drive. But still, Gutierrez keeping his cart in the right places, making sure Dolenchek can't get past him. Is this going to be a night of maximum points for Gutierrez? Or is it just going to be another top step finish for Troy Dolenchek? Dolenchek still all over. I just want to see his Quinton Loubser versus William Marshall versus Ruben Karstens. As I say that, there's still the battle up front is a lot more interesting than that one at the back. So I'm going to stick with this one because this is for the lead. Ooh, almost going down the inside is Dolenchek, but it seems like Gutierrez is placing his cart in all the right places. All the important bits on the track, that is. making sure that Dolenček can't squeeze his cart through, and if it does, he'll unsettle himself way too much. Putting up a good show is Gutsia and Dolenček. Gutsia running unconventional white cart, no stickers tonight. I mean Dolenček, that is. Alright, down the inside goes Troy Dolenček. There was just a little bit room for Dolenček to go down the inside, and he needed no second invitation to that party. He was all over that, and there we go. That's probably going to be the end of that battle. Let's be honest, when Dolenček gets in front, he's going to start Dolenčeking out. Jude Stewart finds himself up into third place, which is an absolute fantastic position to be in. That is from Jude Stewart, keeping it clean. Mohamed Murat in fourth, and then Rudy Schussler taking the right turns this time around. Then Sebastian Diaz still making his comeback. And then Quentin Loubser and Ruben Karstens having all kinds of fights. Quentin Loubser seems like he's having a horrible night on the track. Not entirely sure what's happening there, but he doesn't seem like he's having the pace, and he's part of all kinds of scuffles on track. Rudy Schussler has gone past Mohamed Murat. So Father and Sons Racing versus Squadra Course. Rotex Racing versus OKJ. Or Rock, that is. It does seem like Quentin Loubser is leading the Masters between himself and Mark Pollard. Just following this battle between Murat and Schussler. It's all about, can you keep it clean? These 180s are intense. It's so easy to get it all kinds of wrong, as Mohamed Murat just showed us there. Running wide, getting onto those rubber strips or those PVC strips. They are horrendous to drive. And then his teammate, Mohamed Murat's teammate, Sebastian Diaz, trying to get himself up into a respectable position again. And then behind him, Quentin Loubser. Then Mark Pollard. Then William Marshall. And then at the back of the pack is Ruben Karstens. Well, William Marshall seems like he's got a time pedal. But the lead is still owned by Troy Dolenček, followed by Jason Gutsia, just holding on to the back of Dolenček, but not enough to pose any threat. Is that Gutsia just accepting his fate? 2/10 was the gap built by Dolenček on the previous lap. So it seems like Dolenček is just getting away from the boys. Now, at the moment, it's all about Jude Stewart potentially holding on to third place. And then Rudy Schussler trying to take away that third place from Jude Stewart as it stands. Stewart seems like he still has the upper hand against Rudy Schussler, but we'll keep an eye on the gap. Jude crosses the line, and it's 6/10 between them. So it's close, so it's 6/10 the gap now. We'll keep an eye on another lap and just see what happens there, but it seems like right now, as it stands, touchwood, Jude Stewart is keeping Schussler behind him, but it does seem like Schussler is catching a little bit by bit. That could potentially give him a lunge down the inside on the last couple of laps to move himself into the podium position. So we've got the Gauteng Bootjie versus the Western Cape Bootjie battling on the Eastern Cape track. all about bragging rights for some of these guys. A lot of them know each other from real racing, and they always get to brag. Yeah, no, I beat you online, I beat you on the real track. At the moment, I'm king. So who's going to get the bragging rights between Jude Stewart and Rudy Schuschler? Mohamed Morat is still behind, but not close enough to be any threat at all. The gap is still building between Dolenchek and Gutsia. Let's keep an eye on the gap as it is. Oh no, Jude Stewart gets it all kinds of wrong on the exit of turn 8. That is so unfortunate. That means Rudy Schuschler has been promoted into a podium position. And that takes Jude Stewart out of the podium, and now having to fight with the two Squadra Course boys behind him. Oh, Mohamed Morat gives Jude Stewart the biggest love tap of his life, and now they get it all kinds of wrong. Two dogs fighting over the bone. Sebastian Diaz, the third dog, says thank you so much, I'll take this and get out of my way. And now Murat takes Jude Stewart out again. Another rear bumper nudge, taking Jude Stewart out of the contention completely. An absolute disaster of a lap for Jude Stewart, from third place all the way down into what I believe is 7th place at the moment. With all that fighting happening on track, Rudy Schuschler will be smiling from ear to ear, because he managed to get himself up into podium and move away from the chasing pack. And Rudy Schuschler now needs 2 more laps to finish onto the podium for the first time in Online Karting League Africa. So Schuschler now just needs to keep it clean. He's got a big enough gap to take it easier for the next 2 laps and not make a unforced error like Jude Stewart and take himself off the podium. And on the other side of things, Sebastian Diaz would be praying, absolutely praying that Rudy makes a mistake, because Diaz was taken out in the beginning of the race and he's moved himself up into 4th place by just keeping it clean. So he's probably just sitting there and hoping that a mistake happens in the next lap. And then Murat, in part of that unfortunate bumper ups with Jude Stewart the last couple laps, is finding himself in 5th place. Quinten Loubser leading the Masters. Only 2 Masters on track tonight. So Quinten Loubser has got the bragging rights over our cousin, Mark Pollard. And Jude Stewart now finds himself fighting with Mark Pollard. We'll just start with the last lap on Troy Dolenchek as he takes us home. Another glory lap or parade lap by Troy Dolenchek. Another top step finish from Troy Dolenchek. Just needs to navigate the last couple of corners, keep it clean and consistent. It doesn't have to be quick, just needs to be clean. But that has been the theme for Troy Dolenchek, although he adds quick, clean, consistent is all about. That's everything that Troy Dolenchek is about, and he finishes the top step once again with Jason Kutsia in 3rd place, and then surprise, surprise, Rudy Schuschler moving himself up into 3rd place, and that would be an absolute first for Rudy Schuschler in Online Karting League Africa. So well done by Rudy. Then Sebastian Diaz would be happy with that recovery drive. Quinten Loubser will be moving up into 5th place with Mohamed Morat not finishing the race. And then Mark Pollard spinning there, Jude Stewart in 6. Mohamed Morat's is like, whatever, I'm done. Unfortunately, he didn't finish his lap. So that's going to give him all kinds of point losses. But there we go, guys. Dolenchek taking it home. Whoops. And there the game crashes once again. Weird. Okay, guys, just hang with us for 1 second. We are going to get into the server quickly again. And we'll do our quick post-race interviews with the boys. Just going to open it just for the sake of having a background. Let's do a quick post-race interviews with the guys if they jump in. Jason Kutsia's already there. We just need Rudy to join. For some reason my track's not opening. All right, here comes Rudy. I'm going to quickly drag Rudy into the post-race interview. Let's just get a beautiful view of the track when we do these interviews. Whoops. All right, Rudy Schuschler. How's it, Rudy?
Hello.
Welcome. I believe this is your first podium with Online Karting League Africa. So congrats from my side. That was absolutely epic from your side. It seems like you had the pace. A mistake in the pre-final. You decided to go straight for lap 2, which put you quite far back for the final. But you managed to keep it clean. In front of you, you had Jude Stewart, who made a mistake. You pounced. Talk us through your race.
It didn't go that bad. I mean, I was starting quite low because of quite a big mistake in the pre-final. But other than that, the final went quite well. Lap 1 was a bit hectic, but that's always the case. But I managed to keep my nose clean for the majority of the race, and everybody else started making mistakes later on, and I just capitalized off it. So I'm quite happy with the results, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you should be, because technically I should have given you a proper slap on the wrist because I think you missed driver's briefing, and that's probably why you went straight on lap 2. No comment. Don't put yourself in a position where I have to penalize you.
Right.
But yeah, congrats from my side. That was fantastic driving. We followed you for quite a long time on the stream. It seems like the battle was brewing between you and Jude. He made the mistake. You pounced. And yeah, once again, congrats.
Thank you.
How's it, Jason? Welcome to the post-race interview. Jason could see a second place. Once again, it seems like Troy had the upper hand. You had a very good start in both races. You moved yourself up into the first place and then had a good battle. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, look, thanks, Shane. I mean, it was a good race. I think just damage limitation since the past few races have been rough, but yeah, otherwise it's been good. I think, yeah, Troy obviously driving super well, yeah, super fast. But yeah, I mean, just have to put some hard work in to try and catch up.
Yeah, well, again, your racing tonight was very, very good. I believe it was nice and clean. Very good battling between you and Troy. And like you said, damage limitations. You didn't have the best last couple races, but thanks for sticking it out, continuing to race, and you really put up a good show. So again, thanks.
Thanks, Shane.
All right, Troy Dolanchek, once again, top step. Is there anything you can't do? I said earlier in the stream, I'm fairly certain if we have a race with trolleys, you'll probably end up winning that as well. Talk us through your race. You had a horrible pre-final start. I believe you said your eyes were shut when the lights went out, and you had to battle yourself through.
Yeah, like you said, obviously I didn't have a great pre-final, but obviously really enjoyed coming through. I think I was about 5th or 6th, and then fought my way through to the top 3. They were having obviously really like a dice, so that was cool to see. For a change, a lot of cards close. And then I picked them off one by one, and then got to Jason, and he obviously was quite quick, so it took me quite a while to get past him. And then he stuck on me for quite a few laps, and then I think maybe he made 1 or 2 little mistakes, and then I was just able to break the slip. And that was the pre-final, and then the final. But I had a much better start. There were the lights, and was even into turn 1 with Jason, and then unfortunately I got hung out to dry, but at the outside, which is what happens, and lost a couple of places and got them back, and then had to catch Jason again. And he was even quicker in the final itself, so it took me really long to get past him. But eventually he made a little bit of a mistake onto the main straight, and I was able to get past him there, and then did a couple of really nice laps, and was able to get a nice gap.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw is at least what it seemed like when you were sitting behind Jason. It was almost like you were definitely quick enough to get past, but it's like you were waiting for him to just make the smallest of mistakes. And in that final, I definitely saw he was defending into the first corner quite a lot, and then he left just a big enough gap for you, and you instantly pounced and got yourself up, and it seems like you pulled away from there. So again,
Yeah.
well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Troy. That is it from our side, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Next week we've got the Pro League. That is most of these guys will be racing in the Pro League regardless, but it is the top tier of Online Karting League Africa. That is open setups. It's rolling starts, serious penalties. You're not allowed to stop your kart on the track. You have to drive to pits. If you click go back to pit, you're not allowed to come out to do qualifying groups. So it's a lot more intense, a lot more real life simulation. So please join us in for next week. Same track, same time slot, 8 o'clock. We start with the practice. 8:30, we start with qualifying. That's going to be a mega race, and it's going to be, if anything, if tonight is anything to go by, it's going to be exciting. It's such a lovely track to race at. This is a great facility, a very narrow track, so it instantly makes it much more difficult to pass. So the boys are very, very, very decisive when they do that. So it's fantastic. So tune in next week, and then after that, we have about 3 weeks off again. Next race for division is the first week of July. July, we've got a double header, so every week in July, we will be racing. It's East London, which is the new track that will be released. I'm lying, it's Vereniging. It's Vereniging first, so we're racing Vereniging. Divisional in the first week of July, then Pro League the week after. The week after is East London, and then the Pro League East London after that. So again, guys, come in next week, join up, and then we'll see you guys for a big mega race. Big shout out to Against All Odds Esports, Afro Racing, then Logitech G for sponsoring the goodies for the champions. And then, a big shout out to each and every driver and each and every viewer for joining us. I'm Sean Nopesher. I'll be seeing you guys next week. Hopefully my voice is much better and I don't cough every 10 seconds. Great to have you guys here. Cheers.